Welcome to Instant Discussions, episode 18, Irreversible. My name is John.
Steffan.
Tony.
Yeah, I think we've done that like 3 times.
Mm-hmm. Good to remind them once in a while.
You know, why not? So, as usual, if you haven't watched the movie, this time, you probably don't have to go watch it. If you want to listen to our discussion, you should probably watch it. But parental guidance suggested.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest.
So yeah, go get your parents and watch this movie with them.
I wouldn't.
They need to explain things.
I would not suggest you watch this by yourself if you're under 18, particularly if you're a woman. Like, I don't know.
Or a man. I was very disturbed.
Yeah, I guess a lot of men are homophobic.
Well, can I start off by saying, even though he told me this was an insane movie,
Yeah.
before I started, I made myself a nice sandwich, nice chips.
Yeah.
Sat down, started the movie.
No, did you finish the sandwich?
I started to, even though there was a lot of flashing of penis. Once it got a certain point, I stopped eating.
Yeah.
And I had to pause it, and I put it in the refrigerator. And
No, you had to pause the film. No.
I don't like that.
Just for a second to put it over.
Yeah.
Because I swear to you, I was literally feeling sick. Like, my stomach was like...
Actually, the beginning of the film, that noise is a frequency that's supposed to make you nauseous.
Oh, is it? That the brown noise or whatever?
I gotta be close to
The
that.
chunky yellow noise?
I would have loved to have seen this movie in theaters.
No,
to get that
I know.
the full
sound.
effect of the sound, the image,
Yeah.
like everything.
The speakers in the theater.
The twisting and turning of the camera.
Making you,
just
making
all
you
of
just
that
feel
together.
horrible.
So,
and big penises on the screen.
it begins the way I wanted Memento to begin.
With some random dude talking about time?
No, before
The
that.
credits.
The credits.
Oh, the
scroll
credits.
Backwards credits at the beginning of the movie. That's how when I did my re-edit of Memento, I put the credits.
I think Memento made the right choice, though.
Yeah, there's work for what they were doing.
Because they had to appeal to an American audience.
Yes.
Who, if the credits were 10 minutes long at the very beginning of the film, would have walked out.
These credits weren't too crazy.
They weren't
necessarily
American credits.
See, but I was sitting
now
there, I was like,
it's-
oh wow, amazing, they're doing the credits backwards. That is so...
The only
Because
kind
they
of
used to
credits
do-
they can stand are when they're blended into the film somehow.
Yeah. Well, they're just in older cinema, the credits were a lot shorter, and they would even have them at the beginning too.
Yeah,
So
that'd
they'd
be fine.
at the
Yeah,
beginning.
there was short credits for what they had.
Yeah. So that was nice. It's been so long since I watched this film the first time, and I only watched it once before. So lots of things stood out in my mind, but I had forgotten if the film was in French, even.
You thought it was dubbed or something?
No, I just didn't remember because I remember the story and everything, but I didn't remember.
Happens to me.
Yeah, it's like you don't always
Should've
remember
dubbed
if it's.
Morgan Freeman.
Narrating the film.
An interesting thing, a technical note on this, that the subtitles seem to be cut off at the bottom.
Oh, at the very, very bottom, yeah.
Like they would hang over the letterbox.
The Y,
yeah, the
the
Y.
P's and stuff.
Yeah.
So every so often I'm like, are they speaking weird? No, that's not a weird word. Not Dav.
Vor.
Yeah. Every so often. So it begins backwards credits. So from that point on, the entire timeline of the film is backwards. They don't do the back and forth like Memento does. Just entirely backwards.
Which makes the very first scene interesting.
I had to look up what that first scene was.
Well, with the two dudes talking about banging his daughter.
So, how did you think that fit into the storyline, watching it? Because the first time I watched it, it seemed like...
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it seemed like that was like supposed to be an aged version of the rapist. Eventually got caught in something.
For me, I just thought if it was supposed to make me feel uncomfortable, like, I thought though it took a backwards look at making you feel uncomfortable, then kind of like, okay, at the very beginning of it,
Yes.
or beginning.
Well,
So right away I felt uncomfortable because, he's talking about...
He's naked on a
sex,
bed.
Yeah.
Having
Yeah.
sex.
And he has that odd scar, which is even weirder.
Talking about having sex with his daughter.
Yeah.
And then he has his friend who's like, yeah, well, you know what happens. There's no bad deeds. There's just deeds. And we're like, there's kind of bad deeds.
And he has his hand down his pants.
And one of the
does he have his hand down his
says,
Well, it's covered by a blanket, but he has his. I mean,
or he says, "Time destroys everything." It's one of the lines he says.
Yeah.
Which is one of the motifs of the film.
Which also time creates everything too, right? I mean, it does both.
Yeah, but it's the thought of this film is showing is the destruction and deterioration of things over time. But we see it in reverse order. So everything is being mended as we watch it. Mm-hmm. Everything's going from a place of chaos to a place of peace. Sort of. It gets really chaotic. Even in the music, it starts out with noise, goes into some sonic.
There was a very
pulsating, and then it ends with Beethoven.
But there was a very interesting thing here that happened with the story building.
Yeah,
having it backwards, and more than just Memento.
Yeah,
because Memento, they were building it backwards for the reveal.
Yes.
Whereas they had the reveal.
They have the reveal
dead center.
Yeah. In the exact middle of the movie is the big rape scene.
Yeah.
Where the kind of driving motivation for all of what we've been seeing.
And then there's all this part after.
Yeah.
But it didn't drop dead.
No.
It didn't drop dead because it just kept making it more and more and more tragic.
Yes. You're
building up a single scene.
Yeah. That's the thing I didn't care about. Like I said, I was thinking, okay, I understand you want me to feel for them because you found out you're pregnant, but I just didn't care. Like I started off at the end and I just didn't care about any of the characters going backwards.
But it's also getting to know their personalities and also the things that they're discussing and how that relates to.
I know, God, on the subway,
But it's almost like I guess post-shadowing, and it's like it works in comedies to me, but in this thriller drama, whatever the hell it is, that type of I don't know what you call it. It's not foreshadowing.
So you felt that there was a problem with relating to the characters and feeling bad at all.
Yeah. I mean, I feel bad for anyone who gets raped, and that was such a horrible one-shot scene. I was like, oh my god.
Almost every...
They did that. They filmed that twice, by the way.
Yeah. Twice? Oh
and
my god.
The second time was way worse for her, apparently.
Really?
Yeah.
She did such an amazing job.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The entire film is kind of made so that it looks like it's just one continuous camera movement.
Yeah.
They did
the
way they do the twisting and turning,
yeah.
and they'll hit black a few times, and then one of the times where it hits black, it's going to cut, and that's another.
The first cut, not the old guys, but after the cut, after he gets his arm broken.
Yeah.
That was when I finally realized, oh, this is going backwards.
Yeah.
Because after that, I'm like, wait, his arms are.
Yeah.
This must be going backwards. Okay.
Yeah.
And then,
so the very first scene isn't actually related to the plot, it's only related to the motif. Those characters, the big naked guy, he is a character that Gaspar Noé, the director, uses in a couple other films, and this is like a cameo. So he's more of a main character in two of his other movies before this, and then he put him in here just kind of to discuss the themes of the movie and establish that. And it's that talking about sex in their own ways and how it plays a role in his life, and also the deterioration of things at the time. And then it goes into other versions of sex. So throughout this whole thing, it has how sex is implementing all of these people's lives and how they deal with it in these different ways. And actually, there's a cameo, very Alfred Hitchcock-like cameo of Gaspar Noé in this movie. Do you know which scene he's in?
Probably the sex scene.
Mm-hmm. In the rectum. He's actually.
Was he the butt?
It said he was masturbating in the scene.
Oh, he was the one masturbating while the guy was trying to rape him. While the guy was trying to rape Victor, there was the guy.
I didn't pause it to look for him.
Okay.
It's kind of like Where's Waldo, but for perverts.
I think there was another guy masturbating at some point in that whole.
I saw a lot of hands and cocks during that whole scene. There was quite a bit.
But the camera was turning, so you get flashes of it.
I remember actually there was this one flash that was while I was panning through that it was on the screen was the giant penis of the guy.
It reminded me of Fight Club.
Yeah. Like I seriously flashed to Fight Club when that happened. I was just like, Tyler Durden! again.
Yeah.
Just putting them into movies.
Yes.
So I did not like that scene for
I loved it.
multiple reasons. I didn't like the camera work. I felt I knew what they were trying to do, but it's still like it reminded me of a gay Sonic the Hedgehog scene. You know, like everything's moving.
Yeah.
That's how I felt like do 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 do, and it was, and I started because I wasn't eating. I started to feel sick.
Yeah.
I started to feel just disgusting, like literally.
And that was part of the second. You had to get through that artistic part of it. So not just what they're showing on screen, but it's how they're showing it. That's, you're getting through that. But it goes. The camera starts very hectic in that scene.
Yes.
And going around and not really focusing on one person, but every so often you'll catch your main characters and get them on there.
Yes.
It starts to get a little more focused throughout the movie. When they're in there, the Pierre and the other guy. But there's their party scene. It's not moving as much. Still getting there.
I think it was totally necessary, though.
Yeah.
They had to do that.
I didn't think it was,
and then it
to that extent, though. Personally,
for his artistic choice in this, I think it was good to go around because you don't see as much of it for as long, and
I think if he had a still shot, it would have been very boring.
they didn't have to have a
if you had played this movie forwards with steady shots, it would not have the same. Yeah,
no, definitely.
Yeah.
But then the last scene, or I guess the first scene, I didn't think it had to be that much.
But the middle scene, so it's going crazy, and the camera then finally stops and finally is set down
And the one
for the one scene you don't want to see the whole thing of, but it makes it that much more powerful when it's down on the ground and just a steady 10-minute shot there of that rape scene.
Well, going back to the first scene or whatever at the rectum, they did stay still when he started beating the shit out of him.
A bit.
It's
compared
still
to
like
a way, which helped them to switch out whatever they needed to for the aesthetics.
But I really liked the way that looked, though.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
That very well done.
No CGI. It was like
they edited
old
that
school.
one together well.
Yes,
Again.
you couldn't. I couldn't really tell
because you've already established the camera moving around crazy. So when you've got that there and you just keep it going and they make everything perfect, you see that guy is an actual guy. He's talking and then you still see movement after. You keep seeing that and smashing it. Yeah.
So that was. I was like, okay, that paid off at this. This guy gets his face smashed in. That was cool.
Yeah, so first the arm breaking's already.
So I remember you said that, Tony, you're going to love the first scene.
Yeah.
Now, were you trolling him?
I was kind of trolling him. I was talking about the big naked guy, and I had forgotten exactly how it starts.
Okay, because he ended up loving that big payoff of the guy's face.
Yeah, that part just looked amazing.
Yeah.
And I love how, not love, but kind of gross out, the guy's nickname is the tapeworm.
Yeah.
It's so horrible.
He gets in there.
Yeah, he does. Right here.
Yeah, he didn't even get the guy. Because they don't know what he looks like until he gets the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Does he? I was.
He got the guy standing next to him.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
The guy that's smart ass, so he's like, it must be this guy.
Yeah, so the main guy who's...
And what is up with that? Why would you go into this bar with all these gay guys that obviously know each other, and everybody's saying, look out for this guy, because they go in there with no weapons?
They're completely motivated on their rage. They want vengeance.
Yeah,
he wants
not the friend.
He is a bit... I think he's more reserved until that final moment. Yeah. He's holding in, he's still trying to process it.
He doesn't want to, just run in and hunt this guy.
Because you see him...
bar that's dangerous and seedy.
Yeah, when the cops are talking to him afterwards, he's flush. He doesn't know what's.
Yeah.
He's not really processing everything.
Like how
he's just
before.
following along following along Marcus. So Pierre's just following him along until they get to the very end of it, and he breaks Marcus's arm,
and he's gonna rape him,
and he's about to rape him there. And when he sees that rape about to happen the same way
now
as
it's not
Alex, that he finally puts everything together, and then he gets incensed with rage and does that, thinking it's the actual the tapeworm, and it's not. So he doesn't even get the vengeance.
Yeah, that's the piss off part. So they didn't even kill the right guy. That's great.
It's terrible. It shows that line with rage and everything being destroyed in their lives over time. It doesn't get the good payoff.
Yeah, but I see that all the time in real life. I watch movies so I can get that happy ending.
I don't see this all the time in my life.
No.
Fortunately,
but people getting off,
Thai massage,
people getting off or getting away with things, or just things not
yeah,
going the right way.
I mean, that's what he chose to show.
Trace the words.
And you get that choice in movies. You don't have to show the positive ending all the time. And
Yeah, I always appreciate when I get a movie that isn't necessarily.
Yeah.
See, but if there was, I don't know, if there for me, if the beginning of the story or the end, however you want to look at it, was a little bit better, I would have been like, okay, that's cool. But the whole thing, I was like,
That in particular in this movie, like
I like the
you
beginning.
aren't sure if it's the payoff or not. You're not sure yet because you don't know.
yeah, I was.
But going
I forgot
retrospectively looking
to
at it.
remind people too before watching this too that if you are prone to seizures, you shouldn't watch.
oh yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was thinking how many kids,
Yeah, that ending.
Oh yeah, how many kids
or
got to the end of this
people,
movie?
people had seizures watching this thing.
Kids. No kid should watch this movie.
Did John watch it?
Yeah, that's the thing though. So he sat down to watch it. No, he didn't watch that shit.
He's about to bash your head in with a fire extinguisher. Don't do that to a kid.
Yeah.
Don't show a kid this movie.
So
Yes.
there's a lot of penises too, going into the trannies.
Uh-huh.
There was just a lot of weird sexual stuff in this thing.
Yeah. It was only like I think Monica Bellucci was the only naked woman in the entire movie.
And she was, I was
There's
upset
lots of
that
naked
she's beautiful getting naked, but she's getting raped. I was like, damn it!
But she's.
I almost
I
didn't
heard she gets
masturbate.
naked in a lot of different movies. And that's gonna.
I almost didn't that whole night, and I was
Wow.
kind of pissed. But she looked beautiful, like just her natural, like she didn't put on really any makeup, and just, oh god, she was.
She's very beautiful.
Right.
Yeah. This film I heard got some backlash because it was, they said it was anti-homosexual.
I can see that.
Especially showing the villain being in the gay clubs but raping a woman for some reason. But I think it's
Then you might as well call Disney that, but they aren't.
I mean that's why Gasper was,
Every Disney villain is gay.
What?
They have all the. Oh my god! Please.
but a lot of the main characters are too. All the actors are.
Have you really looked at the way these villains act in Disney films? Like,
Gaston is manly. He could never be gay. See,
They're
you're
all
saying Gaston's a closet homosexual.
Yeah. Anyway, well, we're not talking about.
Well, yeah. Let's get that's another discussion.
But I'm on this one. That's why Gasper was saying that he's like he put himself in the rectum scene to show that he
Put himself in the rectum.
yeah to show that he's not any better than gays. But it's they had different views on it. But I took it as the villain just being a violent person,
Extremely violent.
Yeah, and he doesn't care what he's going
He just
after.
wants to get off.
Yeah,
any way
he seems
can.
to have a preference towards guys because of the way he.
And why not make a gay person the villain? What's wrong with that?
Yeah,
How many gay villains do you really see? Besides
saying-
Disney, obviously.
Well, I mean, again, like you could, that argument branches out with like the Muppet movie got a lot or. Wait.
Oh yeah, about the oil
Correct, you're
companies.
right, Republican.
Yeah.
It just happens to be the villain, like in the movie. He just happens to be. So
I mean, it's not like there's a pattern here where this
No.
keeps being the same villain in every single one of these guys' films. Okay, then fine.
Then it starts to be a
Their,
problem.
Then
their
you could be
club
mad.
though was very disgusting and seedy and just like the gay club where everybody just and the guy's like, no,
I think that was
just
more of a
fuck
take
me.
on
Fist me in the ass, fist me in the ass.
Terrible Francis.
Well, that was what's funny about that guy. He's like saying, "No, dude, seriously, you don't want to go mess with this guy.
Yeah.
Fist me in the ass, and you'll be fine." This
It
is
fixes everything.
a much better situation than going and trying to find this
Which
guy.
it probably would have been.
Yeah, no, I definitely think
This guy's a rapist.
Marcus was probably homophobic, but not enough to keep him out of there. But still, just
Yeah, he threw around.
he
some
threw a lot
faggots here
of
and
a lot of
there.
that around.
Yeah. And even exiting though, when they were exiting, they were like, "Oh, these faggots! Oh, these."
Yeah, but I don't think they were like
So
the
were they
cops.
saying that
the
the
cops
cops and
were.
stuff.
That the director was homophobic?
Yeah, which that's like impossible to have shot all of that.
Yeah. So yeah, how are you gonna show all
I
that
mean,
and not be
are the directors of like Nazi movies like anti-Semitic? No.
Steven Spielberg?
Yeah, it's just this is what's going on.
They're not.
It was a crazy thing.
I'm like, even if the movie has that in it, it doesn't make.
But it's
the
crazy that
director-
that's the section of controversy.
And
of all
not-
the stuff.
and not the fact of anything else.
Not anything else. Just
The pregnant rape.
hey, you were a little tough on the gays in that movie. Did you watch the whole movie? Because it has a 56% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
One percentage better than
Trailer Park Boys?
How much money did you think this movie made?
I don't think it made much. I don't think it was really in theaters.
Yeah, depending on the
assuming.
cost.
I don't know.
It made $792,000.
So Trailer Park Boys made
Well,
more.
hold on.
Trailer Park Boys made more. How much do you think it cost to make?
Profit. I was gonna say profit. Wait. Oh, but it did.
It has Monica Bellucci though.
It does.
She's huge over there, right?
Naked in a rape scene that was nothing fake.
I mean,
And
nothing fake. She didn't get raped in the butt.
well, no.
Yeah, everything.
But I do know that her
Just-
husband, who's the main actor, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, the dude?
Yeah. Toulouse, the guy in Ocean's 12 and shit.
That's his.
Aren't they married? Yeah, I think they are.
Oh.
I thought they were. Anyway, I know that they do have sex in movies for real.
Yeah, I think another
In other movies.
Oh, okay. But she didn't get raped in the butt.
Probably not.
Or wherever. Oh, she's so beautiful.
Yeah, and they made her the.
Vincent
well,
Cassel.
that's another movie. Yeah, so
Yeah.
there you go.
What?
Yeah.
That's insane.
They're married.
Uh,
So that'd be really cool.
That ape.
Because, like, for. Oh man, you can that even hurt.
Okay, so
Now
how much
what-
did it cost to make?
the only thing I could find, according to IMDb, $2,500.
That can't.
I was gonna say the only expenses are really the people, like hiring the people and having people that were hired that were nude.
Yeah, but it
$2,500?
depends if people were signing on to this project.
Yeah.
But then again, this isn't a foreign. I don't know a foreign country.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Is that I don't know how it works over there.
Yeah, because
This
they had to get the cops with their stuff and all that, unless they were doing it for free.
Yeah, it was made in France, and I think
That was
Casper
probably all
Casper
the cost.
probably called in favors, and
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah,
Because
so
they had a party.
They pay for like
Yeah.
the prosthetics or something, and then they pay for the film itself. And
2,500 though.
Yeah.
That's-
Dude, you can get movies really cheaply done. You just have to.
That's a lot of favors though. That's a lot of
yes.
favors.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's like everyone working for free
Yeah.
and just doing the bare minimum on this.
It is very surprising. I will say that is surprisingly low.
Yeah, that's according to IMDb. I don't know any backup on that, but
He better have given a lot of that money to.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they got back in the field.
For the gay cause and for the rape cause.
Yeah. Well, no.
Back in-
I was gonna say to like.
No, for the actors.
Monica Bellucci
Yeah.
better have gotten a good kick, like for getting raped. And
Well, they-
not actually.
She didn't really
but
get
Not actually, but
I don't care how much you wanted to.
whether or not she did. She said like it was very traumatizing for her.
it won the top award at the Stockholm International Film Festival.
And apparently at the Cannes Film Festival, hundreds of people walked out. On
Yes, so it still got
Really?
nominated. Yeah, it still got nominated.
Yeah.
They
awards.
just walked out.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Mostly viewers, or mostly women said. It's outraged viewers, mostly women at the Cannes Film Festival.
What?
Does it say when they walked in?
It just had the most walked out movie in 2003. I'm guessing if they were women walking, I'm sure a bunch of them walked out in the beginning, but then majority of them walked out in the middle 46 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they had talking sex about with their daughters, talking about that, and they
Yeah,
had
but that's-
the men gay sex. They showed dicks in mouths.
Yeah.
They showed dicks in mouths.
Yeah.
It only cost $2,500.
Yeah.
Those people were just having fun, I guess.
Oh god!
I mean,
I wonder if that's a real club. The
You
Red
just
Club.
ask two gay people that don't give a shit.
yeah. And
I
if
guess-
and still, again, it's in France. I mean, they're just
Oh, that is Francis or
Francisist?
Yeah, Francis.
as we've shown, we can we have viewers in
I
Canada,
think
and
his
we
point
ran
was
them
that-
last week, and we
I think
know we
his
have viewers
point
in France.
was that in Europe they're a lot more sexually free than in America.
Yes, that's it.
Yes. All right.
Did you know that the soundtrack was composed by Thomas of Daft Punk?
Holy balls, really?
I thought Beethoven.
The electronic score. Yeah, except for Beethoven at the end, which was
Wow.
a great song to end
I
on.
did not
Yes.
know
Because that was that, like, I kind of, after watching this movie, as you go into the beautiful music, the images there, and the 2001 poster there, and but it goes in, and then it flashes the crazy at the end, and then just goes to black, has the flash of the thing that in French says time destroys everything, and then it goes back to your Netflix queue.
Yeah.
And you just see that, and you're just sitting there, I'm just sitting on the couch just like processing
Yeah.
at the end of that movie. I love the way it ends on Netflix because it goes back to the Netflix
It shows up, now you watch this, you want to watch these, and the things that
That's how you know it's over.
Did it tell you what?
I didn't even pay attention to that.
One of them I read, it was like
I
this
know-
woman gets raped, and then she gets back at all of them by killing all these dudes who raped her.
I know he did another film after this in 2009 that's on Netflix that's to watch, and I'm
prequel?
planning on watching that.
Or a sequel. The tapeworm returns.
He was inspired by 2001 when he saw 2001 when he's 7.
Oh, the
Just look, when he was 7 years, when Gaspar Noé was 7 years old, he watched 2001 and then was inspired to make movies after that.
Oh.
And you get kind of just the way of making films was you see that in there, and it was definitely artistic.
Well, I can see that. I mean, when they're in space in 2001 and they're doing the turns.
yeah, they do the turning and the
and then of course
manipulating
going
camera
through
and
like
stuff.
time or space or whatever.
That, yeah,
Oh,
that
I
crazy
haven't seen
film.
You
You
what?
seen 2001?
You haven't?
You can see it. We'll make you watch it.
What's wrong with you?
We're not ruining anything for it. It's just, yeah. It's. I just rewatched it last
I'm
night.
next, aren't I?
To
choose a film?
I thought
I
John
can't
was
remember.
next.
He picked this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you are.
You chose out of the two.
Oh, that's right, Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gave you two
Right.
options.
Totally forgot.
We'll continue talking about this as you're finding a movie.
I wasn't gonna look. I was just gonna be like, I choose this one. Oh, I got a movie card. Yeah, I like this one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So inspired by 2001. You can see that, and it's it's crazy because for how cheap it was made, and this for the
$2,500.
I think craft wise, this is
That's
a very
amazing.
well done
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Like
I still can't
Very
believe
artistic.
it. Yeah, I still can't believe for that much.
They basically.
Imagine what.
So they
even with the
basically
camera,
rented that camera.
I would, no, but I think you'd have to have something. The whatchamacallit.
well, they would have a crane at some point,
some type of
or
crane.
just
Yeah.
know how to run around some stair that they've got in that that place.
At the beginning, it was
Yeah.
showing.
Yeah, like how they do all that.
So they got that, and they
On a
got
big
that
stick.
What's that?
Yeah, giant stick.
Yeah.
They could have had it on a giant stick.
That bodysuit or whatever that is.
The steady cams.
Steady cams, yeah. Rent a steady cam. There you go. There
Or,
was
you know,
every part of the film except for the beginning.
He'd made movies before this. What if he bought it during the other films and just still had
That's
that
true.
stuff?
Yeah, you could still have it. Yeah.
That's one way to do it. I mean, you can
There you go.
say movies cheap as that.
Okay, so going back to the movie.
Yeah.
The ending, though.
No. They have all the crazy sexual stuff, and it's just nonstop kind of offensive because then they go to the Chinese dude, and it's nonstop. You stupid chink.
Yeah, but
Go back-
he's still enraged.
I understand he's enraged,
Yeah.
but there's so many
Now-
offensive things. I mean, I wasn't too offended.
The interesting part, see, at the scene where Marcus and Alex are in bed together, and it's kind of paralleling the rape scene.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Yeah. So it's showing like,
I had a dream.
yeah,
Oh, that tore my heart out.
And the red tunnel.
the red tunnel, all that stuff.
You've broken into
but-
it.
No. Right when she
Yeah.
said I had a dream,
He
he covers
yeah.
her mouth.
Well, he also says that
And I was
his
so
arm.
like,
Doing
oh god.
Yeah, they were
With his arm going numb.
Yeah, and he's gonna break the arm later. Like but everything they're doing in there is they're doing as a couple is romantic, and they're playful and they're having fun together. And then everything's done again in rape in a violent way. So it's showing that it's it's not just what's going on, but it's the intentions behind it, how it's going on, and
Yeah,
the relationship
and I love
between
that,
the two people.
and he held her arms down and everything. Like,
Yeah,
he just pretty much did everything.
He did everything
Except-
as in that scene.
And right away, and then the other thing is she's talking about how she missed her period.
Yeah,
And later on, he's like, "Oh, are you bleeding or are you just wet for me?" And it's like, "Oh god."
well,
Or I guess before, however you want to look at it.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then she's talking about how oh, why didn't you ever come? And she's like, "Oh, because you have to just worry about yourself and not about me." And
So
then she
he
just
that was a very beautiful thing to put in the
I like the relationship
Fucking horrible.
between Pierre and Alex. And Pierre, you see, he's still caught up on her.
Oh, yeah.
and
because the way she was talking was it's like you need to be focused on yourself. You need to be selfish. You need to get yourself off. Otherwise, I'm never going to get
and
off.
that's
then she
entirely
had the
epitome of that. Right?
It was epitome of that for the guy raping.
Yeah,
Oh, and okay. So going back to Pierre, so when they see her all beat up, they're like, who is this? And Pierre's like, "That's my girl." And then what's his name, Marcus?
yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, it's my
That was one of the issues with the way it was. The sound was done and the subtitles. It's kind of tough for me to tell who exactly was saying each line. It was so quick in each.
But it's kind of funny they both said "that's my girl" basically in different words.
Yeah.
So he's still like deeply in love. Right away, he's like thinking.
But we find and in that club scene, it's kind of tough to, or not, in the party scene, it's kind of tough to tell the relationship between Alex and one of Alex's friends. Kind of concerned the way she's been acting.
I think it might be a little bit open. In an open
maybe, but it was.
But it is kind of weird.
What I was getting is
on Marcus.
I wasn't sure how strong a relationship Alex and Marcus had in that club scene, because they were kind of inebriated and doing their things. But when it got back to them in the bedroom, that's when you saw more of their love for each other and it was stronger. But before that, I was kind of questioning, like, well, maybe she should be with Pierre. Maybe they're together. But once you see that Marcus has a stronger.
Well, once you go to the point where you find out that she's pregnant and all that, it makes sense to me that she wants him to start to settle down and not to be that.
And that's exactly why she left him without having him take her home.
Yep.
And you see, you listen to your man. You always listen to the man, or you get.
Or listen to your friend who's on the way out. Or go out alone.
If it's
or you don't listen to stupid advice about going into a tunnel alone.
From some like prostitute on the side.
Instead of like when it's dark, you don't just go to some unpopulated area in the dark.
And what about? Did you guys freak out when that dude like walks in the back of the rape scene?
I didn't freak out.
I was like, come on, just go kick him in the head, like stab him in the neck.
I actually, when that happened, I'm all like, this guy's either going to join or just walk away and not say anything.
Yeah, but you want him to, get his keys and hit him in the temple.
Yeah, I knew he wasn't going to do.
Yeah, but it's still, to me, I was like,
Yeah, but that's what happens.
That just adds to the whole
but that's what happens.
Feeling that they're trying to get across.
There was a girl I forget what school this was. There was a girl getting raped under some bleachers. Two guys were raping this girl, and hundreds of people walked by and didn't say anything and actually saw this. It actually happens.
So it's in showing this in a movie. It's very tough to watch that happening, but it's in the idea of showing artistic depictions of actual life, and these things go on, and how terrible it is, and seeing this, you're seeing how you feel how terrible that. To just at least see this, it's not of course as bad as being a part of it. But
one of the things that I liked is that so we're going backwards. She gets the shit beat out of her.
You already know what's going to happen.
So you see the rape scene, and you just know she's going to get the shit beat out of her. So you're like, oh shit, what's happening? And he's talking, and he's just like, hey babe, like
that was that one like the skull bashing scene where it was just the
And then it comes, and it's like, I was like, oh, it's coming.
Yeah.
And then he just horribly beats her.
Yeah.
And which that too looked like one scene, but it looked like at some point they did cut it.
Well, yeah, they started moving the camera again.
But it was like a weird little...
Yeah. After that point. So that was... this is one of the just most intense movies I know of. But still at the end of it, I felt like just... well done.
For editing, I think the thing that impressed me most with the editing was when in the gay bar, the guy was on the floor and he started kicking him. And there was blood splattering. I don't know where he was getting those blood packs or where he was getting that blood. Or no, it was Monica Bellucci, sorry. When she was on the floor and he was kicking her.
Yes.
I don't know where she was getting those blood packs or where she was getting that blood.
They didn't spend that much money, so...
No, you know what? When she was dragging herself, I was thinking that she'd put something on her.
Yeah, she could have had something.
When she did the drag,
but that was really fucking well done.
Yeah. No.
Regardless. That was really well done.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But, one part of this made me mad, though. And I understand being, like raped and everything, and you're afterward. Like, both of them, I was just like, you're both doing nothing.
But when
if I was the guy, I would have been like, let me get my cock not so open to abuse now.
Or I was focused on her, but I was focused on her when she wasn't doing anything afterwards and not moving. I think what I could only imagine going through her mind at that is just, thank God that's over.
Yeah.
And not understand. She's not thinking what's the worst that could happen after that. She's already been raped.
She thinks that. To me, she thought that was it.
I thought that was
I'm
it.
just gonna wait till he leaves
waiting for him to
because
go
I don't want
away.
to piss him off. I don't
Yeah,
want
right.
to do whatever.
That's what I was thinking. But we know that she gets beaten out.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take that. I'll take that.
That's what I thought.
But I guess for the guy, then I would have been like,
he's
he
cocky.
way
He's
back.
so confident in
Yeah,
himself. He doesn't. Like,
he's an animal.
Yeah.
He is an absolute animal.
He's not a brilliant man thinking
He's a tapeworm.
He's not a mastermind. Yeah,
He's a human being.
just
still.
a brute.
He's a tapeworm.
He's
He
still a
is,
human being.
but he is very.
Don't dehumanize him.
Don't dehumanize the rapist and the murder.
Humans rape.
His
Humans are the
mental
only ones that
processes
rape.
are very off
that?
from the norm, and
Yeah.
so he's so concerned only about himself, and
I just don't
nothing about
like that
anyone
kind of
else.
language. I'm sorry.
Yeah. He completely treats treats every.
Because that's how they started wars back in the day by propaganda. Like they're calling Japanese people
Yeah, they want to,
monsters
like-
and having like depictions of people like
By just calling someone a monster or calling something evil is to you're just dehumanizing them, which you can't understand.
But that's fine with me because but I'm okay if there was a man like that and I saw that
No,
happen, I would have no problem getting a 12 gauge with buckshot and shooting him in the face and killing him.
Yeah, but to my standpoint, I like to understand why they do that, because then you can better try to root that out in people as they grow up.
Yeah,
Because
but you know why people, when you see serial killers and things like that, you understand by their background. You can't change their background.
No, but you could.
Although-
So to dehumanize them, I have no problem with that because they should be dead. They are a cancer to society.
serial killers. Apparently, more than most of them don't have father figures growing up.
Another interesting point on this, he's completely treating her as an object there, and in the same way in that bedroom scene in the beginning of the chronologically, he says, Marcus says, I stole you from Pierre, and she says,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't steal me, I'm not an object,
Yeah.
the person I choose.
that whole first scene or whatever.
That scene was so powerful.
It was like foreshadowing,
So
but
good.
in post.
Yeah,
Which I wasn't that. See, that's the thing. Like, it would have been cool, but I wasn't that impressed with it because I kind of already knew everything that went on. It was
Every time I heard something like that, it was more tragic. It just kept getting more tragic for me.
yeah.
I could see that's where he wanted to go, but for me, I was like, oh, okay,
Just
well.
didn't hit you.
It worked for me.
Yeah, for me. Maybe it's because you.
See, this always happens. Things that work for me don't
Yeah,
work for
it's
you, and things that work for you don't work for me, Tony. That's how it is.
Yeah.
That's
So-
how it is.
So what'd you rate
Like
this comedy?
the little pregnant
This comedy.
like at the end of Maria Max. Didn't work for me.
Oh yeah,
Worked for you.
I'm gonna start crying right now.
Worked for me.
Okay,
At least.
I gave it actually what it
What did it recommend
suggested
to you?
3.5, and I give it a 3.5.
Alright.
I wasn't that impressed, and I could see where they were trying to make me go in my mind and feel, and I was like, well, okay, whatever. I just kind of got disgusted and wasn't that impressed with the reveal or whatever you want to call it.
Maybe.
It's awesome.
Yeah, probably. All right.
Choose something to join.
Magic Game Studios.
French guy in the Beamers. Or the camera. Anyway, no, but this is one where I think Netflix was wrong, actually.
What did it say?
Although, again, it isn't my Netflix rating system.
That's kind of tough when you have multiple people
because
rating it.
I only have one Netflix account for 2 people, and as far as I'm concerned, it might as well be belong to one or the other. I'm not gonna split ratings here because that doesn't make any sense. It needs to be one or the other, full way. So it's always her and not me. It would have. Shut up. It would have.
So it would have given her
a 3.
a 3.
It recommended a 3 for her.
Okay.
And should have asked her before I did
It's
it.
still high. That's still well done.
I liked this movie. It was very disturbing, though.
Yeah.
I thought it was very amazingly done, particularly for fucking $2,500. Holy balls!
I like that quote though.
It's not perfect.
Robert Ebert's going, hold on, what does he say? A movie so violent and cruel that most people will find it unwatchable.
Yeah, I can see that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Roger Ebert, I remember he would never watch any of the Saw movies. He wouldn't watch any. He can't do violent or gore or anything. That was his thing. So he always had other people review those movies. So I don't know if he watched this movie.
But at any rate, so I don't think this movie's perfect. So I think I'd give it a 4. I might want to give it a little bit higher.
Yeah. For me, I gave it a 4, and it was one that like I almost was, giving it something higher, but I'm like, no, it just, but it earns that 4.
Yeah,
for me, but
it definitely earned that 4 for me.
Yeah, it had been it's been at least a year since I watched it the first time, so I've now watched it twice. But I don't know. It's not a movie I need to watch again.
I would never own this film.
Yeah, no.
Deleted scenes.
It belongs on outtakes. Oh.
All right, let me see you suck that cock again. All right, you almost had it.
Yeah, this is not if it weren't for doing this discussion, I probably would never have watched this film again. But you still get that 4 stars. It's just 4 stars that I don't need to see it again. But it's very well done.
Those certain films.
I'll check out this
The
other
only reason
stuff.
I gave it a 3.5 was because of how different it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they would have taken that out, I would have been like, all right, maybe.
It's one of those things that usually when I watch a film that's just like so artistic and that they're very into their art form. It's usually it's tough for me to watch because it's like annoying.
Safety Not Guaranteed. I felt was pretty different, actually.
Yeah, it was different. Though it wasn't like the crazy, artistic doing things.
Yeah, it wasn't like way out there.
Yeah.
But this was different.
This one was pretty out there in the way it was done.
I think, but that might also be just because it's a foreign film too.
Yeah. Nah, I don't know if
all French films just like that. Yeah.
Crazy, twisty, and backwards.
My next film is a foreign film.
Again. Well, this one I put. I give it a 4. I put this in with our trilogy to go in the sense of revenge films and artistic revenge films with Memento and Old Boy. This is our artistic revenge film trilogy in there. You kind of.
I won't say anything about my next one.
Alright.
Other than the foreign film part.
Alright.
Other than nothing.
Alright, yeah, we don't need to know anything about it. What's it called?
I haven't, my next film, you may have both seen this, but I love this movie, and I was planning on picking it eventually. I have a list. I don't remember any of the other films right now off the top of my head. I forgot that I was picking this week. I do want to see that. I do want to see Iron Sky eventually. I do want to do FDR American Badass eventually. Well, maybe Iron Sky. I don't know about FDR. But anyways,
you get guest stars.
Oh, we got good guest stars!
I don't know if we can get that time.
That would be very possible. Anyway, no, but Jesse Merlin.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, he was in Arrested Development. I didn't know.
Was he in season 4?
Yeah, if you freeze frame it. He was one of the cops.
Hot cops?
I think just one of the regular cops in the Sting thing. I don't know. It says it should be a still image of it.
Oh my god. Okay. Anyway, my pick. My pick is It Man.
It Man. I've been meaning to watch that.
It Man or It Man?
It's IP space MAN.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that.
Oh yeah!
Both haven't seen it.
It Man. It's a karate film.
I don't know anything. I don't know anything.
Oh, okay, fine. You know it's a karate film. It's from Korea. I believe it's Korean.
This is one that's again just like Trailer Park Boys. It kept coming up on the recommended on Netflix.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Me, so.
I don't think it came up.
I watched it from Netflix originally.
What is it? It's like
I believe it's 2000.
A serious karate movie or like a comedy?
I mean, it has its funny moments. I think, from what I remember, it does have its funny moments, but I don't think it's meant to be a comedy necessarily. It is serious. I'm gonna quickly Google search, not Google search.
Okay, quick search.
No,
Something search.
Search it somehow. And there is a sequel that I have not seen. It is 2008. Wow.
Anus tart.
Yeah. And she didn't even see the license plate.
Yeah.
Go watch Arrested Development.
Oh yeah.
We'll talk about it.
You can read the description if you like. It won't ruin much. It won't ruin much of anything. It's an hour and 45. It says you're gonna give this.
This isn't mine.
It says
It's
you're.
not mine.
Oh. Well, it
This is
says.
according to my dad, actually.
Well, your dad apparently would love this film. He would give it a 5-star rating. Apparently.
wow.
Nice.
Wow. He needs to watch this film.
Yeah. I can
That's amazing.
pull over mine with you, but we don't need to waste time looking at that.
Yeah.
Thank you all for watching.
Watch it, man.
Probably, I don't know if is it easier to get through us talking about this movie or the movie itself?
Probably us.
A lot of, I don't know. A lot of people have trouble watching a full episode. I'm not talking about violence. I'm just talking.
I would hope. I would please hope, God, that this is easier to get through than that movie.
Yeah.
Than Irreversible.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for listening too.
Yeah, spread us around.